Tonight on Podcast Them Down, Axel Foley's back. Hey, Hail Metal Nation, it is I, Tim. This is Podcast Them Down. That's Doug, and that is Matt. And this is the metal review of Beverly Hills Cop 4 out on Netflix. Beverly Hills Cop 4 is known as Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. All right, so if you just want to hear my review and then shut off the podcast and not hear about how metal it is or anything, here's my review. If you like Beverly Hills Cop 3, you'll like Beverly Hills Cop 4. It's not as good as everyone says it is, but it's also not bad. It's worth your time. It's not worth signing up for Netflix for. There you go. There's my review.
I mean, honestly, at this point, if you haven't signed up for Netflix, what are you doing?
Or stolen someone's password.
Tim, just for the record, have you seen 48 Hours?
Not in the last 20 years.
Okay. I rest my case.
What's the I forget which Beverly Hills Cop it is, but it's Axel Foley and Judge Reinhold, and
that's all of them.
They jump into a car, but it turns it out to be a transformer, and then it crushes them, and then they go to the Korean animation studio where they're slaves. Which one is that?
That was Clerks.
Oh.
That was Clerks, the animated series.
Oh.
Who was driving car?
Oh my God, Bear is driving.
All right, so Axel Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, who has not aged a day in 30 years, returns to Beverly Hills after his daughter's life is threatened and works with his old pals John Taggart and Billy Rosewood to uncover a conspiracy. And if that sounds like all the other Beverly Hills Cop movies, it's because it is.
You
it's every movie.
The plot of Beverly Hills Cops.
Yeah, it hits all the major things. You know, Eddie Murphy has to play some characters to get into some places. He gets into the evil guy's lair, and almost gets shot. And then towards the end, there's a big firefight and lots of people die, and Eddie Murphy takes minimal damage.
Okay.
So it's every movie. And so the reason I say if you liked 3, you'll like the others, it's because by 3 they're like, okay, we've done this so many times. Axel Foley's back from Detroit again, and everyone's heard about every time he comes to Beverly Hills he has to break the rules, and so they do a lot of that. The only twist they added was kind of like the same thing they've been adding in all these remakes, reboots.
The soft reboot.
Yeah, this is not a soft reboot. This is legitimately a 4.
Okay.
They introduce new characters, but no one acts like, it's not passing the torch to anyone else. And if they make a movie about the daughter, it's not going to work because she's a lawyer. Anyway, that is not a spoiler. So. You disrupted my train of thought. Everyone's relationships are strained. That's the other thing about this movie. So, Axel and his daughter, their relationship is strained. His daughter and her ex-boyfriend, their relationship is strained. Taggart and Rosewood, their relationship is strained. And then it all gets solved by the end because you knew it would. All right. So it's very Beverly Hills Cop 3. Now, I was surprised at so Eddie Murphy, like I said, hasn't aged a day. Judge Reinhold it's funny because you're both looking at your monitors like this.
I'm not. I'm looking at your television screen.
Judge Reinhold holding in there pretty well. John Ashton, the guy who played Taggart, I didn't realize that was the same actor.
Oh, no.
Later in the movie, to be clear, I did watch 1, 2, and 3 in the week preceding watching 4. So
that's how you know all their names so well.
Yep. Surge comes back. Kevin Bacon's in it.
Okay.
I was surprised to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it. How about let's Oh no, his bear driving car. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, child actor, Third Rock from the Sun. He played Tommy.
Cobra
He actually-
Commander and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, he actually turned to became a serious actor.
Yeah, he was in
unlike a lot of those child actors. It's very impressive.
He was was he in Inception? I know he was in a lot of those
Inception.
Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah. So he plays Axel's daughter's ex,
Okay.
who has the strained relationship. Axel's daughter is played by Taylor Page. Her name is Jane Saunders. That is a major point in the movie, so I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, Taylor Page was fantastic. And then the only the only other thing that came out of left field for me was that what the hell's the guy's name? Oh, this is gonna keep me up at night. Luis Guzman.
Luis Guzman.
You never see it coming. And I my problem with him is did you ever see the movie with Dane Cook called Waiting?
Yeah.
Was that like a TGI Fridays restaurant? Well, Luis Guzman is one of the cooks in that movie, and I can only see him as that character. So when he's in Wednesday and he's playing Gomez Adams, it doesn't work for me. When he's in this movie and he plays the guy he plays in this movie, it doesn't work for me because all I can think of is him saying, "You can't mix Mexican and continental." So.
Oh, hey, wait! Is Captain Jellicoe in it? Wasn't he in Beverly Hills Cop?
Ronnie
Cox.
Or Ronnie, yeah.
He's like the evil guy in RoboCop. I think he's in at least the first. Who's like the boss?
They got new evil guys in everyone moves. The boss now is Chief Taggart.
Okay, because
Taggart is now the chief.
He was like the lieutenant or something in the the white-haired guy who was like, you're from Detroit, you have no jurisdiction here.
Yeah. Well, there's someone like that in this movie too, but it's not.
It's not Ronnie Cox.
Yeah. So that's the movie. The metalness of this movie is, because it's podcasted down, we have to talk about the metalness. It's very understated, I would say.
Metalness?
Yeah, the metal. Beverly Hills Cop is not a metal movie franchise. Not in the same way that Lethal Weapon is, because Eddie Murphy has to be funny. He has all these goofy characters. He's very clever. He talks his way into whatever he can,
Okay.
But they're going to art galleries and stuff. They're not going to and mansions, right?
Okay, all right.
They're not
in Beverly Hills.
They're not
on
blowing
Skid
shit
Row.
up. It's not Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
Confederate dives in Los Angeles somehow.
Yeah, they end up at strip clubs in every movie, I believe. And he does stuff like order room service for the guys. This was the first movie. He orders room service for the guys staking him out at the hotel. It's not very metal, but I think the fact that he's from Detroit and he has to do very street cop things, and he's all he's very blue collar and he gets stuff done. That is very metal. So Axel Foley as a cop in Detroit is probably metal, but probably not so much when he's in Beverly Hills.
All right, so this might be an unfair question, which is why I'm going to address it to Doug. But the original Beverly Hills Cop came out what year? 1983, 1984, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 84, 85, I would guess.
I'll look it up while you talk.
Does the premise of Beverly Hills Cop depend on a perception of Detroit and the LAPD that is no longer true, say, after 1989?
Does that
kind of change what him being on the LAPD means?
Yeah, it could.
Kind of.
Beverly Hills.
That's when the movies stop.
Point of order, he's never a Beverly Hills.
Okay, well,
Never on their police force.
except he solves all their crimes.
Right, but he doesn't follow their book, man.
Okay.
He does it the Axel Foley way.
You know what? Not following the LAPD book might be the best decision anyone's ever made.
You're right about that.
They should have an expanded LAPD universe where all the various LAPD dramas exist in one shared universe. So like Dragnet, 40 or Beverly Hills Cop and Rush Hour, and they're all in like a single continuous universe.
LA Confidential. Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, 3, and 4 came out in 84, 87, 94, and 24, respectively.
Okay, 94. 94 is just getting away with that.
The closest visual metalness is that Billy Rosewood is wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt at one point. But that's about it.
Okay, that's about it.
How many of the preceding movies is it exactly like?
Oh, I'd say Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Okay, so that's metal.
Are there any like deep cut references? Like, oh, that's the hot dog he got when he was when Judge Reinhold and the other guy were following him around.
Yeah, there's some of that. There's some of that. A lot of it's very obvious. Some of it is not as obvious. And so they apparently poke fun at Eddie Murphy's career. There's like a reference to some movie that bombed.
Pluto
I
Nash?
didn't catch. I don't know. But
We need to do our metal review of that.
Oh yeah, Pluto Nash is a fucking metal movie.
yep. So yeah, Eddie Murphy still great, just like Judas Priest. You know.
Okay.
Judas Priest is all popular in the 80s, still great now. Same with Eddie Murphy. Coming to America was also good, and you can see that Arsenio Hall hasn't aged either if you watch the new Coming to America.
Oh yeah, there's a new Coming to America. Oh god.
That came out like last year though, but that is more of a soft reboot, like passing the
Would you declare Eddie Murphy the Judas Priest of 80s comedian actors?
I don't know. I'd have to think on that.
Okay.
That is a good question. Hey, our audience should write in the comments or email us their answers to that question. All right.
I want to declare John Candy the Iron Maiden of 80s comedic actors because, strangely, right around 1995, haven't liked a thing they've done.
Right after Canadian Bacon was released.
Oh, what about Wagons East, Doug?
So I forgot whichever order those came out in. They were filmed in the opposite order. So, yeah. All right. Well,
we'll make a Western movie. Richard Lewis will be the star.
Oh God, have you been watching the later seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh, of course. I love that.
I feel so bad for Richard Lewis.
Oh, poor Richard. Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, and I'll just leave you with this. Beverly Hills Cop 5 is already in development. All right, until next time, Metal Nation.
Watch The Last Boy Scout, the buddy cop movie we deserve.
We should review it.